Okay, so as you all probably saw, a new entry in the Naruto Storm franchise got announced recently called Naruto X Boruto Storm Connections. And in today's video, I'm just going to run through a bit of a wish list on various different categories and what I'd want to see added in them. So to start off with the characters, I've put together a list of like 20 characters that I'd want to see if all we could get is like 20 characters in the base game and that's it before DLC. I'd want to see Toneri, who realistically should have been in Storm 4, because they did like the last versions for Naruto and Sasuke, but for some reason left out Toneri. I don't understand why they did that. Next, Kawaki. There's no way this game is releasing without Kawaki being in it. Next we have Kashin Koji, another I would say one of the more popular members of Kara, so he's definitely coming. Delta, definitely gonna come as well, especially because I think they're gonna include her fight with Naruto in the story mode. Jigen, another character who 100% will be included in the game at launch. Urashiki, this one's a bit I'm a bit unsure on this. I think possibly we could see Urashiki. Maybe they might leave him for DLC, I don't know, because he's not really part of the main story. Deepa, same with him as well. I could see it going either way. They might include him, they might not. Boro, I think he basically has to be included because I think they're going to include the Kara arc in the story, and because of that, they're definitely going to do his fight with him and Team 7. Victor, similar with Urashiki and Deepa. If a couple of these characters aren't going to get added, it's going to be one of those three. Hagoromo and Hamura, I think they could happen, especially because they already announced Indra and Ashura. I've included also the whole of New Gen Team 10, because I think if they're going to include a couple more New Gen characters, it's going to be Shikadai, Chojo and Inojin. Especially because, I might be wrong on this, but I think Shikadai was already in Storm 4, but not as a playable character, as exclusive to the Road to Boruto DLC. I'm pretty sure you could fight him in the story mode. Then next we have Shoujoji, the leader of the Mujina Bandits. They basically have to add him as well because that's a manga canon story. So, and at the bare minimum, if they're going to do Boruto, at the bare minimum they're going to have to do the manga canon content. Then we've got Shin Uchiha and the Shin Uchiha clones, so the kid versions. I think there's a chance we could see the Shin Uchiha arc, and if that happens, then they pretty much have to include Shin Uchiha and the child clone versions of him. And then next we have Shinki. I think if they're going to add some more new gen characters, Shinki's definitely one of the ones that they would add. Then we have Himawari, another new gen character that they'll definitely add. And then we have Log, who I could see them adding if they include that one-shot chapter, episode, manga, whatever, where Mitsuki unlocks Sage Mode. So yeah, those are the 20 or so characters I think they should add. Moving on to new variations of pre-existing characters, I've got Adult Konohamaru, who also could have been in Storm 4, and I'm pretty sure he was in like Shikadai and Momoshiki and Kinshiki originally, was in the Boruto DLC but wasn't included as a playable character, so they could easily just reuse some assets from that and include him. Baryon Mode Naruto, another example like Jigen and Kawaki, where I think there's pretty much no way that the game launches without them in it. That's just made me realise, I think I forgot to mention Ishiki as well, but definitely if they add Jigen, they're adding Ishiki as well. Then moving on, next we have Hokage Kakashi, that uses purple lightning, because the version in Storm 4, even though it's meant to be Hokage Kakashi, he still uses Kamui and Chidori, which he shouldn't be using. So I think it would be good for them to add a new version that uses purple lightning, and has a variation of him in the cloak, him in that black uniform they has, and then like a version of him after he retired, he goes back to wearing the green one. And then next we have like all of the Konohara 11 but with new movesets for their adult version. If they're only going to do this for a couple, then I'd say like Shikamaru and Sakura are like the most important ones for that. Next we have a version of Boruto that actually uses like his karma and more of his other jutsu, because I'm pretty sure the one in Storm 4 literally only uses Rasengan and Vanishing Rasengan, even though Boruto knows like 3 different chakra natures with various like amounts of jutsu which he should be using. Another character I almost forgot to mention, Borushiki. They need to add this absolute smoke demon. Every single time he comes up on screen, he just decides to he always just teams up with the losing side, or like goes after whoever's winning and just gives them a bad time. Like he's just like a tier 1 hater, and I want to play as him. I hope they make him OP so I can main him online and just completely smoke people. Then next we have like a version of Sarada who uses a 2-Tomoe Sharingan and the Chidori, which is basically confirmed because in the trailer they show, during the new Team Ultimate with like the Uchiha family, they show Sarada with her 2-Tomoe Sharingan and the Chidori. So if they're going to do it for a Team Ultimate, then she might as well have it in her moveset as well. Then we have a version of Mitsuki that uses Sage Mode. Also his other like jutsu that he uses, because like Boruto, I think the version of him in Storm 4 just uses like his stretchy arms and that's it. Next we have like the new gen Kage. I think they should all be given new movesets. I'm not even sure if the Mizukage and Tsuchikage were included in Storm 4 at all. So if not, then they need to be added as well. I know Darui and Gaara definitely were. So I think those two just need like new movesets. And then next we have like Momoshiki. Change him to his anime design, because that movie design is hideous. Like, I have no words for it. They just need to get rid of it. Next we have like a version of Orochimaru that looks like his design in Boruto. Maybe uses some of the jutsu that he used in the Kara Actuation arc. Maybe have a fight a bit like how he did in that one Mitsuki episode where he was fighting against Log. Then we have Rinnegan Sasuke, because if they are going to do the Kara arc, then they need a version of Sasuke that can fight Borushiki. It wouldn't even take that much effort, because most of the time he doesn't even show his Rinnegan. Like, it's mostly just covered by his hair, so they just need to make sure it can't be seen from under the hair, and then just get rid of any usage of the Rinnegan in this moveset. And yeah, that's all they need to do. Then moving on to the story, I think like if this is a like best case scenario, I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot less than this, but I think in the best scenario we could get like the story of like Indra and Ashura. I think we probably will, because from the voice clips in the trailer it sounds like there's probably going to be some story content with them. Then they should do the last, because for some reason they didn't do it in Storm 4. They'll have everything they need to do if they include Tonari, because I'm pretty sure there's the last versions of all the other characters like Sakura, Sai, Shikamaru and Hinata. So yeah, they'll basically have everything they need. All they'll need to do is like put together some maps and some cutscenes, and then sorted. Moving on next, you have like all the stuff for Boruto. I don't think they're going to include all the anime canon arcs, because that would be quite a lot. And I don't think this is basically just like a half new game. Like, I don't think this has like the full amount of effort of like a brand new game put into it. So bearing that in mind, I think we could see like absolute maximum, I think, like the Shinichi arc. Like if they include all the characters I mentioned in my list of characters, they'll have everything they'll need for that. Like Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Sarada, Shin Uchiha. Like, that's all they need. The next, I think they could do like, I don't even know what this section is called. I think I've probably said this already, But the bit with like Orochimaru, Log and Mitsuki, which again, if they include like the characters I said prior, they'll have everything they need. They'll just need to get like a new map, and that's about it. Then moving on the Momoshiki arc, they can basically just keep it how it was in like Storm 4, just slightly change it, like change Momoshiki's design, and that's basically all they need to do. Then the stuff with Urashiki I could see them maybe doing. A massive maybe on like the Hidden Sand section, but I think the time slip arc bit is quite a bit more likely. I think they might just do it for like pure fan service. Then the Mujina Bandits arc, which I think a lot of people forget about in general. They basically have to do if they go do Boruto because it's a manga canon arc. Then the Kara Actuation arc, which I could see them doing because from my experience it seems to be quite popular. And if they include Victor and Deepa, they'll basically have everything they need. I just remembered another character who they might have to add, but they again not really because he doesn't really fight much. They might have to add Mujino as well, but other than that, they'll have everything they need. They'll definitely do like the whole manga canon section of like the Kara arc. It's all the stuff with like Kashin Koji, Delta, Boro, Jigen, Ishiki. They'll definitely do all that because that's basically the most popular part of Boruto outside of the Momoshiki arc. Also because I can't see them putting out a new Naruto game without Barrier mode. Then I think you might be noticing an omission of a certain Boruto arc, being the Code arc. I think regardless of the fact they'll probably be done by the time this game comes out, they'll probably leave it for DLC. Then moving on to some Team Ultimates I think we could get. I've listed maybe about 10 or so, I haven't counted. But, so to start off with, we have the Uzumaki family. We've already seen that there's going to be one for the Uchiha family, so they'll definitely do one of like Naruto, Hinata, Himawari, and Boruto. Next I have like Team 7 with Kawaki, because in Storm 4 there's already one with Team 7 with Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru. But I think they'll include one that's Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki as like a reference like the Boro fight probably. Then I think we could see a Uzumaki family with Kawaki 1, so it includes all the other 4 members of the family with Kawaki as well. Then I think we could see one of the 5 Kage with Sasuke, mainly because if they're going to include them all, they might do one as like a reference to the Momoshiki arc. Then I think we could see one of the Otsutsuki clan, so in particular like the main like full blood members, so Ishiki, Kaguya, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki. And then I think we could see one of like the 3 generations of like the Uzumaki / Namikaze family, so like Minato, Boruto, and Naruto, like maybe doing like some Rasengan combos, like Rasengan jank probably. Then I think we could see like one of like the whole of Kara as a reference to like the one of like the whole of the Akatsuki, like just them completely jumping, like spamming all their abilities and stuff. Then like a bit of an interesting one I included, that's probably incredibly unlikely, but maybe they could do one of like Kashin Koji and Jiraiya together, like in Sage mode and like doing some combos together. And then I also included one of Orochimaru, Mitsuki, and Log, which I think we could see if all those 3 are included. And then next section we have maps. It'd be a bit difficult for me to go through and remember all the different locations from the story that I just listed, but basically if there's a place and the fight takes place there, then we'll probably get included as a map. And then for online, I didn't really play online much in the previous games, but from what I've heard from people online, there seems to be a bit of an issue with the netcode, so it would be good if they improve that, maybe give us some rollback. And yeah, that's everything I'm hoping gets added into Storm Connections. I'm not expecting all of it, it'll probably end up being less than what I mentioned, but on a good day, I'm feeling a bit optimistic. And so anyways, that's everything for this video. I'm quite looking forward to this game, so you'll probably see more content on it when more trailers and information come out. Also, make sure to check out another series I've started recently, where I'm going to run through all the games I played during 2022. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one.